Hold up, y'all. This meeting is being live streamed.
All
Okay,
right.
y'all. Sorry, I'm trying to get together. Okay.
You good, girl?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Shaquasia Coleman.
I'm Labria Strong.
And I am Raytisha Green.
And we are with you all tonight for the Authentic Black Mama series. Last year, Labria and myself, we were on to discuss our authentic Black mother. This series has been a joy to be a part of and to also watch and witness all the true authentic moms on this platform. You've all been a joy, done really well. So last year we discussed our mom and the loss of our mother and how it impacted our lives, the two of us, and just our journey through grieving, our journey through her losing her life as well, or transitioning. I don't like the word losing lives, but
Right.
Transitioning over, and what it meant to us and how it's impacted us both greatly. So we invited Raytisha Green to come and share her story with us. And I'll let Bree introduce Raytisha.
All right. So we met Raytisha, like we were saying, like 2012.
Right.
We were both in Copper Beach. Shaquasia was the property manager. I was a leasing agent. Little nepotism going on, but nobody knew.
And my cousin Sierra was my leasing manager, so it was a lot of nepotism going on.
It was a lot. Until like the end. But that's when we had the honor of meeting you, Raytisha. We met you, like your sister cousin Ashley. You ladies always came to the office, and that's when we kind of got introduced to your story. So when we thought of this, we knew exactly, you were the person that we should interview and talk to. And it was a wild time in Copper Beach. It was some good stories.
Some great
stories. Look, we won't go in all details, but
we ain't going there. But Copper Beach was the time.
but during that time, we do remember you coming into our office and finding out that you lost your mother. And so we definitely want you to give us a little background on your journey. I do remember you were younger and going to college, and so it was just like, wow, we know what we went through at our age, but you've gone through college. We definitely want you to give us, a background on your journey and just tell us a little bit about what you experienced or experiencing.
Sure. Well, first of all, like a brief introduction. I'm a Black woman, a daughter. I am going through this journey. I'm really happy to be able to share this space with y'all. Like I told Shell earlier, I'm so happy that she allowed us to share this platform and give us a voice, and hopefully we inspire others that are also going through on this journey as well, because it is a doozy, y'all. It's a tough time.
Yeah.
For me, I would say this journey of my mother leaving the physical, because I don't like to say passing it either. So transitioning from the physical into the spiritual, I've learned so much about myself. I've learned so much about life. And what I mean by that is like life does not end after the transition. I feel like my mother imparted so much wisdom and she poured so much life into me that although she may be gone in the physical, like her lessons and her aura is still here in me. And I feel that with you ladies as well, because y'all post videos of y'all's mother, and y'all's mother is so beautiful, by the way. Every time y'all post a video, I feel like I know her. I feel like I got the full vibe of y'all's mothers. And when I think about y'all, because I've known y'all for a long time, like she's not gone. Like she is within each of you. Like her spirit, like I saw her dancing. I see y'all, it's just, and y'all look, and Bria, you look just like her. Now, Quay, you do too. Yes, but Bria, you are your mother's twin, okay? At the picture and I was like, my God, I couldn't tell him.
She spit out.
I got on her nerves so much, but yeah.
Yes. And so that's honestly how I can sum it up. Like it is truly a journey and it's a ride. And I feel like every turn you learn something about yourself. I feel like when somebody passes who has such a significance in your life, the grieving process is never quite done. Never. It just turns into something else. And whether that be strength, most of the times it is strength. And from what I'm seeing now, it's strength, but it turns into something else,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So talk to us about how your mother was so authentic. What it
Okay.
took her to be authentic in her life while raising you. So can you describe her authenticity?
Yes, and I got talking points, y'all, because like I told Shell, I'll go on for 3 hours. So if y'all see me looking this way, I'm looking at my talking points.
Go ahead,
Okay, girl.
So I'm not like all over the place. So when I was growing up, particularly speaking about my childhood, my younger days, my adolescence, my household was considered like a lower class household economically. However, I didn't know that because my mother made sure that I never went without. So I was one of those kids, like I didn't know we were poor. Like we were tight when the bills came, we were stretched out, but I didn't know that because my mother went above and beyond to see that I had everything I needed. And so my father worked at a small trucking company during that time. My mother worked for a short time, especially when I got 2 older sisters. And so she worked a lot with them. But when I came along, she was like, I'm not working. I'm going to stay at home and I'm going to pour into this child. So I'm staying at home. It's your turn to go to work, Ray. So that's what she did. So I feel like my mother authentically lived pouring into me, if that makes sense.
It does. It definitely does. And what do you think about individuals who lose parents versus the reality of it?
I got a good point on that one. So I feel like, and y'all, excuse me, I look like a teacher over here. I got all the papers going. So if you hear me shuffling in the background, I'm shuffling. So I feel like people look at people who lose parents like, now this one is about to get real and raw. So I'm gonna tell everybody, break out your Kleenexes, break out your drinks, whatever you need to get through it. See, I got my little box over here. I feel like there are 4 types of people when you lose parents, and you have those people who look at your situation and they're like, how can she go on after this? How can you move on after this? And my answer to that is always a question. I'm like, well, how can I not go on after this?
Right.
You know? So I'm like, how can I sit here in a depressed fog and not honor the life that the Most High God has given me? And how can I go on about my days knowing how much my authentic Black mama has sacrificed and poured into me and just not wake up and go get it? You know? I mean, my mother taught me to live life full throttle on my terms because that's what she did. She lived it on her terms. So I just feel like, how can I not? And then you have the people that look at your situation and they're like, okay, well, how is sis able to move on like that? How is she traveling? How is she still praising God? Like, is it crack? Like, what is it? Like, how is she able to do this? Right. And like, it's like those people are like, she's not grieving enough. And I'm just like, my answer to that is like, you don't get to tell people how to grieve. Yeah. And you don't know what goes on behind closed doors when those people are not present with you. So those people are grieving, but they're just grieving in their own way. And I know me, I'm the type of person, I'm very low key, I'm very private. All my friends know that. So it could come across like, you know, what's going on? Like, is she getting those feelings out there? But I'm getting them out there with myself in my own time. You know, I'm not about to be outside rolling on the ground. That's just not me. So I need my time and I take my time personally. So I have my moments. I have a lot of moments, but I have them, you know, mostly alone. And that's how I want it.
And my thing is, you made a good point when you said, I'm grieving on my own time and I don't have to show it.
Right.
Yes. And I feel like, why should we have to show what do you want to see when that I'm going, like, what does that look like? That's the question that I have. What does it really look like? Because when someone loses someone, they are looking like, well, they didn't say much, or, you know, when I see them, they're smiling. And the 2 of us experience that as well. Like we're still keeping ourselves up. Right. So, yes. And people will tell us, you look better than what I thought you would be looking. Right. So
considering the circumstances.
Yeah, considering that's the
one that you said. So it's just like, well, how am I supposed to look?
Yeah, how are you really supposed to look? I don't know what that looks like. But I want, do you ever feel like that if somebody else lost a parent and you're looking like, well, I don't see them saying much. Do you ever have that moment where you're like, well, I don't see them saying much? Me personally, I just know that you have to take your time. But I just want to know, like, what does that look like? you know, from us being on the outside looking in, what are people expecting to see?
Girl, I guess they want us to be wearing all black with our veils on, rolling on the ground. But I'm like, my wig ain't getting on that ground. So,
Okay.
but I never do that. I'm not judgy like that because I understand, and being that I've been through it twice now, I understand how the grieving process looks. And I understand that everybody grieves differently. I understand that some people are reserved. I'm people. I'm reserved. And so I do things on my own time. I travel a lot now, and I do that just so I can get away and collect myself, like collect my thoughts and just be with myself and sit in my feelings, because I don't care what you see. Like when people, they can say all day, like, oh, she don't look like what she's been through. What am I supposed to look like? Because my mother raised me to keep this up at all times. So you're not about to catch me slipping, because my authentic Black mama didn't raise me that way, first of all. So we're not about to slip out here. I'm not about to give you a show. Yeah, this is my grieving process, and I do it with me, and that's all that matters. So, you know,
I think that's what they want to see, a show.
Yeah, they do. People love, I think if you're not showing it, and if people can't see something, I feel like it doesn't happen. And we live in that world now. Social media, if you don't see it happening, it's not happening. But that ain't me, because I do everything behind closed doors. It's happening. We moving, we're grieving, but we not about to show you all of that because I don't have to. You know?
Right, exactly. You don't have to. You don't have to. All right, so here's a fun question. What is your favorite Black mama saying? Mama saying you say, are you growing up? What?
No, what is your favorite?
You growing up here? I'm just trying to read it. Say, what's your favorite Black mama saying? You say, okay, what is your favorite when you heard growing up?
No, I get it.
Listen, it's too many of these. It's a long day, but if you read it, I would just like, wait.
The question was growing up here.
Okay. What's your favorite mama saying?
I feel like and this is going left field, but I feel like my favorite authentic Black mama saying is when my mom used to say, we got food at home. Now, there's a reason for that. I find myself splurging sometimes on my food expenses. Like I will eat out 7 days a week if I could. But me playing this back in my head, like I can hear my mother whispering in my ear, you got food at home. And so that's something that sticks with me all the time. I've been saving a lot of money too, just listening to her voice. But that is my favorite Black mama saying. When I have kids and we in the back of my truck and my kids tapping on my shoulder, Mama, we want this, we want Chick-fil-A, I'm gonna look back. I cannot wait to swivel my head back and say, no, we got food at home. I can't wait to be that mama.
Food at home. Oh no, I don't want to say that one. But yeah, I hated that one.
That was a good one.
What's y'all's favorite Black mama quote?
Girl,
there were so many.
My favorite one now that I use with my employees at Finish Line, they always come in and they never speak. And it really tears up my nerves. I didn't sleep last night, you know what I'm saying? So when they come in, I'm like, damn, good morning.
That's the one. That is the one.
Always stop people when they would come in our house. Like all of my friends they'll hurry up and be like, "Oh my gosh, hey Miss Edna," you know, because they knew she would be like, "Well, damn, you in my house and you're not speaking." Right. So that's the thing that I catch myself doing.
You can't speak.
Yeah, you can't speak. What's yours?
You can't speak. There were so many. I don't know.
Yeah, she's about to say some bad words. Clean your room, clean your room.
No, that would be my favorite. I hate hearing that. Like, you can get your ass up in the morning. Oh yeah. And oh my God. It was
definitely need to get your ass up.
Yes, I feel like everybody, if you were raised by a Black mama, all that stuff we talking about, we heard it all.
That's funny.
All right, so start off this phrase, "Dear Mama," blank. If you could write a short letter to your mom right now, what would it say?
If I could write a short letter to my mom, I would start it off saying that I love you and I'm honoring your legacy by continuing to go on. And I feel your presence every day, every hour, every minute. And I know that I'm making you proud and I miss you. And that's it.
You definitely are making her proud. You are.
And y'all too. I know y'all's mother is so proud of y'all. Like, y'all got the business going. Like, I love it. Shoot, I'm proud of y'all. Everybody's proud of y'all.
Thank you, girl. I appreciate that. We
You're welcome.
Went to we try to go to the gravesite at least twice a month or so. So we went yesterday together. I went by myself at the beginning of the month, and normally when I go, I feel the breeze, but I didn't feel anything when I was by myself. Me and Bree went yesterday, and when you said the spirit is always there, the spirit is genuinely always there. Like, it could be a hot, yesterday was 90 something degrees. We went at like 11, 12 o'clock where it was heat. And then we were just talking, and the wind just was like, So we always try to go there to reassure, like, are we doing the right thing? Are we doing the right thing? But when we're talking to them both, her and my grandmother, then we definitely could feel the spirit move. So yes, I do believe she is proud of us, and that's what keeps us going.
That's awesome. How has it been for y'all? Like, I know I'm not supposed to be asking the question, but I genuinely want to know, because
girl,
I had to take my time with actually going to my mother's graveside. Like, it took me a month and a half after her funeral to go see her. And then that was a period of constant, like, go, 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 go. And I had to stop myself from going because it wasn't tearing me down, but I was just broken down. I was like, I need you here.
Right.
And I felt like I was battling with, she was like, no, baby, I'm here in the spiritual, but I couldn't see it then. And so what I had to do was, like, I started giving myself a set time to go. I went just once a week, and then I started going every other week. And that's what I continue to do now. So how is it for y'all? Because I know I still have that moment when I go out there and I'm like, I really want you to be here. I want you to be here. And it's been a long time. I think it's been since 2013. So what's that, 8 years? And I still have those moments when I go graveside. I'm like, I need you to be here, girl. Like, come on. So how do y'all feel? How have y'all gotten over that part?
To be honest, we haven't. No, we haven't. I live in my mother's home, and I'm like, I wish you were here. It's just starting to get comfortable to do certain things. Like, even in her house, like, I'm on the backside. I'm just starting to get comfortable going into her room because, again, we still have her clothes. Her closet is still the same. I have yet to breathe, like, we need to let go, but I'm not. I think I am, and then when it's time to let go, then we push back.
Yeah, we're not ready. We'll say let it go, but we both are like, are we gonna? No, it's time, and it makes it a little easier that I do have her, and I know you're the only child.
Oh, she has sisters.
Oh, you got sisters?
Yeah. 20-year age gap though, so I was raised like an only child.
That's it. Sorry. Sorry. But it helps that we are together. So, like, we live next door to each other. So it's just like, we'll go together and we'll do things together and we'll have moments together, so that makes it a little bit easier, but it's still like, damn, she should be here, so it's still hard.
Yeah, it is definitely hard. And then I find myself thinking about her, just when certain songs come out. I'll never forget the day I heard Hey Mama, and you played that live, and I heard it, and I was at the light. The graveyard is like 10 minutes from that light that I was at. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually gonna go and say hey. And that was the first time I ever went by myself that time, because we normally go together, but then I was scared to go alone. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm not afraid anymore. So I go by myself now. But I could just hear certain songs, or if I hear a song that we sung together or we danced to, I'm always like, dang, I wish we could dance again, or we could do this again. I have those moments all the time.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to go away.
Yeah, and memories don't help when they pop up on your timeline.
Facebook memories tear me up.
See, that's why I don't have a Facebook for that reason right there.
Oh my goodness.
on top of that in my life.
Facebook. Because Facebook will tear you up, man. You like that. Come on, man.
Facebook, stop bringing it up.
Right. My mother had Facebook, so it was like, you know, her stuff pops up on the stuff that she tagged you in, and then her having us, we ran her Facebook.
Oh man. Maria, what's that?
Well, before we allowed her to get her own Facebook, she would use my account. So it was a mess. It was funny, actually. She used my account for like a year before I was like, all right, you should get your own. And yeah, sis took off from there.
That is too cute.
She was on Bree's Facebook,
sharing, liking. I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, you got to get your own.
You coming back with new messages from people you don't even know, long lost family members.
Who added this person as a friend? I don't know this person. Like, oh mama, it was funny. I was like 20.
Oh man. See, that's what those memories that y'all have. The memories that we have, I feel like you see how we're able to like smile and laugh and like chop it up. I think that's a major part in what keeps us going.
Yes, absolutely.
For sure.
Speaking of memories, what is the greatest joy or memory you have of your authentic Black mama?
I am going to say our Thursday evening dates. So me and my mama had this thing, and I was grown. I was 20, and even up to college. So when I was younger, every Thursday night was our date night. So we would go downtown Charleston, we go North Charleston, we go to Somerville, and we would eat out. We would go Northwoods Mall, and we would shop it down. And so that's what we did. That was our bonding time, because my mother, she loved eating out. She loved doing stuff. And I guess that's why I like doing that now. That's what she did. So that was our Thursday. And those are some of the fondest memories I have, like to the point where I always say when I have kids, I want to do that for my kids. I hope I have a little girl first, because I want to do that with my daughter first, because I got to see a different side of my mom. My mom she poured into everybody. I feel like she was the stone of our family. Like everybody looked at my mom. Like all her brothers came to her. I remember my uncle used to come there. But every time he got a new job, and he had about 37 jobs, he had my mama fill out the paperwork. I'm like, sir, if you don't go to your wife's house and have her do this, like my mama is tired of filling out your stuff. But she was that for the family.
Yeah.
And so outside of that, like when she and I would go out on our Thursday date nights, I got to see her lax. I got to see her not worried about anybody's paperwork. I got to see her let her hair down. She would talk to me about life and school and all that stuff. And we just have that moment to bond. So I would say those Thursday night dates, it just like, that's the fondest memory I have. Like I try to go out now on Thursdays just to try to replicate that feel, you know?
Right.
It's Thursday today, right? And I'm out.
Yep.
See there?
Oh God.
How about y'all?
Well, dancing.
Yeah.
And having gatherings at the house. Our house was always the spot. Right. Always been the spot. So those are my greatest memories. Is just my mom had an open door policy, and everybody can come over there. You can hang out. We had a good time. And I still like doing the same things to this day, like entertaining. Yeah. That's the thing that we love to do. We like to have people come over, make you feel comfortable.
Good old backyard party, and
little Frankie Beverly and Maze, little slide, got slapped the floor.
Shoot, little drink,
right?
Yes.
Yeah, BYOB.
But to piggyback on what you were saying, how your mom was there for everyone, do you feel like during the time of, when everything happened, did you have to help them to cope and to grieve her loss as well?
Yes and no. Mm-hmm. And I say that because up until my mom's last day, she still was the stone. Like when everybody came in the house, she would have a no cry policy. You're not crying. She don't want to see it. She'd tell you, don't come in the house. She used to tell me all the time, don't come in the house and mention anything about what was going on with her. Tell her the good news. And that was just her aura. So I feel like I didn't really have to help anyone because my mother like drilled in us. She was like, just don't come with it. So nobody really came to us like, you know, down and out. Now I got to see people on their own. They would cry and, you know, but my family's kind of all the same when it comes to that. We're kind of all reserved. So everybody went their own way, you know, and I know I really took an emotional hit when it all started. I couldn't really see anybody else. And I guess that was a little selfish in a sense, but no, I take that back. I was allowed to be selfish in that moment. But yeah, I just couldn't see anybody else. I saw me, I saw my mom, like that was it. And I knew how I was feeling and it didn't feel good. So I really couldn't see how everybody else was grieving at that time to even be able to, you know, be a shoulder for them. Because I needed a shoulder for myself and she was my shoulder. It's like, here I am needing a shoulder about my shoulder. So what am I supposed to do? You know?
For sure. And what has losing your mother taught you about your journey to and going through womanhood?
I would say losing my mother taught me so much about womanhood because I feel like my mom doesn't know me as a woman because she passed right at that shift. You know, I was just turning 21 and she passed away. And so I relied on my mother heavily in school and as a teenager. And her passing just taught me, I picked up all of her strength, I feel like. And so her passing taught me that I can do this. I can do this. I can keep going. And, you know, the feelings hit and they're gonna hit, but I can keep going. You know, just breathe. And I don't want to cry, but my makeup getting a little, my eye getting a little, you know. But yeah, that's it. You can do this. You can keep going. I think that's what her passing has taught me. And I learned that life has many moving parts. Like grief is not the final destination and transitioning is not the final destination. It's like she may be gone. And I know we spoke on this earlier. It's like she may be gone, but her presence is all around. And the older I get, the more I look like her. So I look in the mirror, I'm like, dang. So it's just taught me a lot about myself. It's unmasked a strength I didn't know I had. I advocate for myself 10 times harder because I always have my mom. Like my mom was that person, like run up, you know, don't do it. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was just very lax. I was like, oh, I know my mama got it, you know.
Right.
You know, now I gotta be, you know, run up, advocate for myself. So.
I'm glad you said that because that is definitely something that you have to do. You're right. Advocating for yourself.
You do.
Yeah.
Our mama, even when we got to college, she was trying to go talk to the professors, and I'm like, Mama, you can't.
That's a good mom.
Yeah, you know. So I'm glad she did that,
right?
Because it's like, you know, if she didn't do it, then I'd be like, well, dang, Mom, you don't care.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, that's true. That is funny. Oh man. So I guess what is some advice for folks who've lost loved ones and need encouragement and support? So what's some advice that you can give those folks?
Let me go to my talking points for this because I feel like I had a lot. Let me see.
We got time.
Yeah, we got time.
You maybe missed my part of the question.
What was it? Quick, go ahead.
Let me go back because she just went on through. Is there a particular lesson about life you learned from what your mother taught you during your journey to womanhood?
Yes. I feel like the most important lesson that my mom taught me was to always want more out of life. Like when I was younger, and I spoke on this earlier too, when I was younger, the fact that I didn't know that we were, you know, financially struggling because she never showed it. It's like she always put it in my head, like, although this is what it is, this is what it can be, you know? And so I think that's something that I took from her and I ran with it. I know that there's so much more to life than, you know, working a 9 to 5 and dying. And it's so much more to life than that. So I'm trying to all the caveats, all the good things. Like I want all of that. And I think that's a major thing that my mom, you know, drilled in me. Like, this is where you are now, but this is where you can be. And I want you to strive for that.
Yeah.
So, you know, how about y'all? It was the look for me.
Funny lesson.
It is.
You know, keep pushing. Like you said, our mother was a single parent. You know, she bust her ass, worked jobs, you know, to make sure we were okay. And but her thing was traveling and making sure, like, listen, you got to do what you got to do, but go enjoy life. You know, it's so much for your mother. You know, look around. She was in Florida. She was in, you know, she always was traveling somewhere. Mexico, like, I'm like, you went to Mexico? Before I did. You know? She was always saying, like, go travel, go see the world. You can do it. And granted, you know, you might be on a budget, but you make sure traveling is a part of your budget.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, you didn't know that you were at a level, your income wasn't what it was supposed to be, because your mother made sure you had. And we never went without either. So, you know, we didn't know until we got older. And I was like, how's my mom doing this? I have a car. She has a car. We have phone. You know, I thought about it. And I'm like, I don't know how she did all of this making that amount of money.
We didn't know until cleaning out her, you know, cleaning some stuff. And we seen pay stubs and we're like, damn, how did she do this? You know?
Yeah.
So
she told us. She just kept it going. And that's one thing that I did learn from her is just, again, like you said, keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Another thing is to never let them see you sweat. Another thing of mine is I'm never going to back down. And like you said, I'm advocating for myself. Even when I'm saying my name correctly, I'm going to continue to correct it every single time.
Same.
So yeah, and you know, people, especially I have a young staff, so they say I'm aggressive with the things that I say, but I just say that I'm assertive. You will not call me aggressive just because you don't like what I'm saying right now. It is what it is. So yeah, it's a lot of lessons. We can go on, but yeah, those are some of the ones that stick out to me most importantly, that help mold me and continuing to mold me as a woman.
Gotta enjoy life,
especially with traveling. And seeing new things, meeting new people.
I love that. Y'all talking about her, I feel like I know her, you know? I feel like we would have been like this.
Right. So about your, like, with you traveling and everything, and this isn't a question, again, we're now having a conversation. What have you learned on your journeys of traveling and on your self-traveling alone, solo trips? Like, what do you learn?
Oh man, I learned a lot, and I want to start. Learned a ton of stuff. I feel like that has really been my solace. Like, me taking these solo trips, it has really been eye-opening. I learned that I can be still and I can feel what I feel without any interference from anybody else. And I've come to love that, because I need to feel those things. I need to have a moment where I can sit in it. Like my grandma always say, I don't know if I can curse on here. I don't. Girl, my grandma had a saying where she'd be like, sit in your shit. And so what that means is take your time. Like, don't try to move out of it because it's sticky and it's stinky, but you need to sit in it for a minute, you know? And then the glory comes in you getting out of it. And so me traveling has really taught me to just sit in my shit for a minute and feel what I feel without those outside noises and without having people in my ear or people telling me how to grieve or what to do, or, you know, or over or smothering me like, are you okay? Are you okay? No, I need to sit in it for a minute. And so that's what I do. Whenever I feel those things, I go. And it's been great to have that time and to sit in it, because I've never had the opportunity to do that. When my mom passed, you know, I was still young. So I had all my family in my ear, like, well, you need to be doing this now. You need to be doing this now. Like, what's happening now? What are you doing next? Or how are you? Like, I finally cut out the noise. So when I go by myself, it's just me. And I would tell anybody that's going through what we're going through, if you've ever lost somebody, like, take some time for yourself. Sit in it. Feel all the feels, avoid all the interference, put your phone on do not disturb, and just allow yourself to feel those things. Because like I said, the glory comes in getting up. The glory comes in honing in on those feelings, but then turning them into something bigger, you know? Grace is on the other side, you know? So.
Yes, it is.
That is so true. All right. I mean, I feel like you just gave the advice for folks, but
yeah, but you still you may have some more to touch on.
Yeah, look through your notes. Look. So, what advice do you have for those who lost loved ones and need encouragement and support? So, what advice can you give those people?
One, again, I would say solo travel. One. Or go anywhere, solo staycation, just go somewhere, solo park, wherever you can be by yourself for a moment. And then after you sit in those feelings, I need you to cultivate your circle. And what I mean by that is you need people in your circle that are going to be there for you when you need it. You don't need anybody to smother you, but you need somebody to say, I'm here, I see you, and I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
You need that. Oh, goodness. Whew.
Yeah. It's okay.
That's a good one. Cultivate your circle.
Yeah.
Yes, cultivate your circle, and then also get you a good therapist. Like, get you a good therapist. I feel like Black people don't talk about therapy enough. I feel like, we open the door, Charlamagne talking about therapy, but here it is from a Black woman's mouth. If you're going through anything like this, a matter of fact, if you're going through anything at all, get you a good therapist. Mine is phenomenal. She has coached me. She has taught me how to understand these feelings, because it's a lot and you need to understand them, because if you don't, they can overpower you sometimes. You get overwhelmed. You just be in a whole little tizzy, but you need that coaching. So get you a good therapist, solo travel, cultivate your circle, and always believe that there is a higher power. I don't care what you believe in. If you believe in God like me, you gotta understand that there is a source.
Yeah.
So that's my advice. How about y'all? Y'all got any?
The sitting in your shit is one. Yeah, we definitely did the traveling. I went to therapy. It helped me out tremendously. But one thing about going to therapy, you gotta do the homework.
Yes.
And if you don't, it's like, so there'd be times where I didn't do it, and then I was mad at myself for not doing it, and then going to therapy and him actually telling him I didn't do it, and he was like, well, how are we going to get where we need to be? So going to therapy and doing the homework has helped a lot. And like you said, the cultivating of the circle, oh man, girl, you hit the nail right on the nose. You definitely need to have a great tribe of just your people, people you're comfortable with, to share things with that they won't share with others, or
Absolutely.
And if they do, but you need somebody who's going to always have your back. And our friends and family have definitely been, oh man, I don't know how we do without them. I really don't. Yeah. I definitely don't.
You need people who know you.
Yeah.
So yes. We always smile, and we're taught to keep going, but we gotta have those people that look at us and like, I know something's up. Like, what's going on? Talk to me. So you really need those people that actually know you and can tell, like, yeah, something's off. Let's have a talk. And Quaja told me the other day, what's going on, Brie? I'm like, nothing. Leave me alone. But I was having a bad day. But you do need those people. So I'm glad you said that. That is so important.
There was this meme. Oh, go ahead. I'm so sorry, girl. There was this meme I saw, and it was like this girl, I don't know if y'all saw this, the girl was asking her friend, she was like, are you okay? And her friend was like, yeah, I'm okay. And she was like, no, you're not. You're not okay. You're not okay. And those are the people you need in your circle. Like you said, Bria, like you need those people. Like I want to drive that home, because you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those who are genuine.
Yes.
Yeah. Genuine, for sure. And us being back home, at first it was like, are you being genuine or are you being nosy?
That's the one. That's the one.
And 8 times out of 10, they're nosy.
Nosy.
Oh my
Nosy.
goodness, they are so nosy.
I start screening calls at some point. I ain't gonna lie. I do screen my calls. Like, no, you're not gonna get these questions out of me.
We were like Jehovah Witness, like people knock on the door, we ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
you know, you're like, you knocking on people, nope, we ain't here, we hiding. Like, no, seriously, that's just what we had to do and what we learned. Like, cause some people, it was so invasive, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just like
pulling up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was bad. You had something else to say?
I forgot. But
I
forgot. But no, every point that you hit on has definitely been helpful.
Yeah, right on.
For sure. And what's next for Raytisha?
Oh, what's next for me? A couple trips. I'll be going to DC. I got a little trip coming up, a domestic trip, and then in December we got an international trip. So we're still exploring. We're still out here creating ourselves, becoming her, and trying to work through this on my own time, living life on my own terms, taking all my mom's lessons, and you know, living them out. So that's what's next for me. How about y'all?
Same, but we want to do some traveling. We're still in the midst of opening our juice bar.
Yes, Juice Crush.
That's next on our list. So coming soon. And what else?
Definitely having some travel put on. Girl, to be honest, taking every day as it comes.
Hopefully.
That's all you can do.
Shut down again.
Yeah, it's just so many uncertainties going on that
you're lying.
You don't want to get so hyped up, but then you're like,
and then you're seeing this every day, you know, for work. So I know you're kind of like, what y'all got going on? Oh man.
Yeah.
No, that's hard.
Girl, I'm so over it right now. That's why I'm just like safely planning these trips because I'm like, COVID ain't about to keep me in the house. Like, I'm going to safely go. I'm going by myself. I go to like nice little secluded areas because it's a hot mess. And the way people moving around, I just came up here when I came upstairs. The guy tried to get in the elevator with no mask on. I'm like, sir, I'm going to need you to put a mask on, like, because you're, you know, close to me. And he got kind of offended. I'm like, no. But, you know, it's crazy out here. So it is what it is. I'm still going to go. It's just crazy.
It is. We can go to the stores now. We're like, oh, everybody's been vaccinated. Okay, you know, nobody's wearing a mask. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. And the last question is, how are you going to honor your mother's legacy?
I am planning to I am honoring my mother's legacy. I don't want to say planning because every day that I'm doing here and living, I'm honoring my mother's legacy because my mother and your mother, I'm sure y'all's mother too, all they want for us is what's best. Yep. They want us to keep on going, and we are doing that every day, authentically ourselves every day. And I feel like that's how we're honoring them, like by being us, by living it out, by not letting ourselves sit in that shit too long, but you know, get out and get the glory on the other side. But you know, I feel like all you can do is just us living is honoring them, you know?
That is true.
That is so true.
Because they wouldn't want you to do anything else but to continue to live your life to the fullest. So that is so true.
Absolutely.
Oh, I didn't cry. I'm so proud of myself. No, I'm gonna cry.
You were looking. I was over here. I broke out tissues.
We did good. We did good.
Y'all did amazing. I'm proud of us, y'all. I'm proud of us.
Thank you so much for doing this with us, Raytisha. Like, we always think so highly of you, and every time we see you, it's just all the fun and giggles and the good stuff inside.
Thank you guys.
And my residents are listening. Raytisha was one of my favorite residents. Came to my office all the time. Her daddy was calling.
That's right, and I paid my rent.
And she knew how to fill out the money order.
Right. Wild times moms at the beach. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
Girl, I should have had a show there.
Yes, you should have. We was the wild. We were like literally wilding out cast, bad girls cast. It was a hot mess.
Yeah, it was. And I was just this young property manager not knowing what to do. But you know what?
You did it.
I did it. And I had a great
Yep. Such a boss. Such a boss. Both of you ladies, such bosses. I love it. I'm trying to get that energy over here.
You got that
You
energy.
got it. What are you talking about?
Shoot.
Need all of that.
Shoot. We see you get all the good notes from the patients.
And next thing you know, you on some water, some beach, some like, okay, look, work, then travel. I love it.
Sounds like, okay.
So hopefully we hope to see you at homecoming this year if you come. We hope to have it.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
put good stuff out there in the atmosphere, manifesting homecoming.
Right.
And that the country stays open. But thank you so much for this opportunity to interview you. Do you have any other things you want to say about your authentic Black mom and some gems you may want to drop?
Some gems I want to drop. I feel like we dropped a ton of gems. So I hope y'all paid attention, viewers, and took some notes. But the final gem I would like to, well, something I want to say is I hope that we have inspired people that are going through a similar situation or dealing with loss to, you know, go seek what they need, like go seek that therapy, you know, go be with themselves for a minute. So I hope we kind of open the door for more conversations like this to happen, because I really needed this tonight. Like, y'all don't understand how much I needed this tonight. Like, I used to be so like reticent about talking about my mom, and I never was open. Like, I never was open about it. Like, people were like, well, hey, was she, you know, but me having this conversation was so freeing tonight, and being able to bounce the soundboard off of y'all, because similar situation, you know, and just seeing how y'all are able to move on and open y'all's business. Like, it is all that energy. Like I said, it's such good energy from, you know, and so I hope people can take little parts of our stories and understand that life keeps on flowing, you know?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I love
it.
That.
Ain't easy, but you keep going.
All right.
Going. I love it.
And anything else you want to say about Mrs. Green before we leave?
I can say so much about my mom, like so much, and I don't want to cry because I done broke out my tissue. So I broke out my tissue. But all I want to say is I love my mom, and I hope that I'm making her proud, and I just need her spirit to continue to guide me like she has been doing throughout this tumultuous thing we call life. So, you know, my mother was absolutely phenomenal. Like, she literally made a way out of no way, you know? So I just hope I can be that for my kids, you know?
Right. You will be.
Yep. You will be.
You will be. You will be.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, we're going to close this on up.
Because I'm tearing up.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Girl, get the tissue. Get the tissue. I was trying to make sure everything was straight over here. I was like, we got the tissue on deck. You know, we just go, you know.
Well, we thank you again, Shell. We thank you for this opportunity, the T.R.U.E board. We thank you, ladies, as well. And we thank all the viewers for tuning in. You guys have a great night.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raytisha.
Have a good one, ladies. I love y'all.
Love you too, babe.
too.
Take care.
Can't wait to see you again.
Y'all too.